Cambodia. We're going to talk about effective cueing techniques for Pilates. And I just want to say thank you so much for sending in these amazing questions. These are what we go live about. So we answer your questions that you leave in the comments every Sunday at 9 a.m. unless I'm leading a retreat. And this is Saturday night for you, probably, because it is Sunday morning here and we're on our way to Thailand after leading an incredible retreat. And I just want to say, oh my God, you should be here. You should come on a retreat with us. It's been the most amazing, epic, fabulous event that we've done. We do a retreat here. We do it every year, and we're going to be back here in February. And I would love for you to join us. I would love to do Pilates with you every morning and go to the temples with you and show you our favorite places. And so if you want to go on a retreat with me, you can. You don't have to be a Pilates teacher to come. It can be you and your friends. We had moms and daughters. We had husbands and wives. We had siblings. We had best friends. We had coworkers. So I hope you come, and you can go to crowsnestretreats.com to get the February info and snag your spot in our next retreat here in Cambodia. But effective cueing techniques for Pilates. So I get this question a lot. I get probably almost daily, at the worst weekly. I get what's a good cue for that? What's a good cue for that? What's a good cue for that? And I want to tell you a story about my teacher, Jay Grimes. So Jay, he stayed with Joseph Pilates. He's one of his clients, and I had the pleasure of staying with him for many, many years. And one time we were doing a workshop that was open to the public on Zoom. And every time we taught an exercise, someone asked, what would you use that exercise for? What's the reason for that exercise? What would you do that exercise for? Because we always want to know, is that for the arms or the back or what's this? And Jay would just go, it's for the body, right? And no one dared ask him, what's a good cue for that? And so I want to kind of explore cues, because I think that when I first became a teacher, one of my first teacher trainers said, just write down what I say, because I've already worked out what's the best thing to say here. You just say what I say. And actually she was a bit wrong, because when I said what she said, it didn't work for everybody. Not everyone knew it. Not everyone understood what I was saying. When I said cross-leg, it didn't, even that direction didn't equate to other people understanding what I was saying. And really, a cue is, if you think what a cue is, like a prompt, okay? So that's a definition. It's a prompt or direction. Also could be a correction. It could be part of a setup. But it is to help people get more out of an exercise, right? So the best cues can't be memorized, because it's really going to depend on the person in the moment. And some of my best cues that people say, oh my God, I love your cue for that. I love your cue for that. They may not work. And then here's my fear. You'll write down my best cues that were great for you and your body and in that moment. And then you'll try to use them, and they might not get you what you want. And I would hate for you to start to have any imposter syndrome or negative feelings about yourself because it didn't work, right? And so what I would like to pose to you is this thought about being present in the teaching and having an economy of words. So what I find that people find are the best cues is when, in a short sentence with very few words, the information about the exercise is given and it connects them to their body. And that is what I've discovered is whenever I say something, people go, oh, that's a great cue. When I ask them, why was that a great cue? They tell me, well, I felt this and I felt this. So what that tells me is, with an economy of words, I shared how to do an exercise in a way that allowed them to connect to themselves more. And so my best effective cueing technique to give you today is to have an economy of words and to tell the person that you're teaching or the people that you're teaching the best way to move in that exercise with as few cues as possible, right? Giving them space to feel what you said. So if you're training a dog, which please don't ever take this out of context that I think people are dogs. If you're training a dog, you're actually supposed to wait several seconds after you give them a command before you repeat yourself. 11 seconds. That's a long time. Like if I were to stand here without words for 11 seconds, you would leave. Okay. But if we actually understand that only a small percentage of people are actually auditory learners, and I don't believe in a teacher having to do a full workout with people, because then you're not able to give your body a break, right? So if we know that auditory learning is not everybody, and also they're having to connect their mind to their body, then we actually need to have space in the workout that doesn't have us talking, that allows them to hear what you said and take a moment and try it out. But if I say it and I repeat myself, or worse, I say it again but differently in a way that could also confuse, they're stuck on the last thing and they're like, what did I miss? And they're actually thinking about two thoughts, mostly in fear that they missed out. And that provides confusion. And then they also just start to feel like they're not so great at things. And then they don't get your great cue. And so my challenge for you is, how can you set up people with as few words as possible that gets them connected to the most important parts of their body, their center, so that they can do the exercise? That's effective cueing. And then okay, so just so you know, I do teach this in my Elevate program, which is sold out for 2025, but you can sign up for 2026. It is a program for teachers. We do help you have your best cueing and your best words and your best way of saying things. But the next thing that you have to understand in effective cueing is, what exercise would best teach what they are struggling with right now. So if they're struggling to keep their shoulders out of their ears, and you have been so creative in how to get them to get their shoulders down, you have been reminding them and all these things, well, what would be the best exercise for training their shoulders where you want them? What would that be? That makes you the best effective cuer, because instead of it being all your words, you're actually teaching the kinesthetic learner, which a lot of people are, and visual learners, because they can see the exercise that they're doing, and then they can see how that translates to an exercise they're struggling with. So my top 2 tips for effective cueing is economy of words, and then space to let them hear you, and then teaching them the exercises that they need to help with the things they struggle with. So it's not your words that are cueing them on the connections they need. It's their own body. Jay always told me, you cannot teach Pilates into a body. You can't talk it. You can't do it. It's not possible. Which can make a lot of teachers feel a little bit like, what's my job? Our job is to choose the exercises their body needs. Our job is to build a body up to an exercise. And so the more you self-practice, the more you explore Pilates in your body, the easier it will be for you to pick exercises for the body that you're teaching and the bodies that you're teaching, so they can understand what you're asking them to do without words. In fact, then their body is teaching themselves. And if you think, oh my God, then they won't need me anymore, actually they'll love you more, because they'll feel like you know their body more than anyone. So thank you for this amazing question about effective cueing techniques. I hope this gets your mind thinking. And if you have questions about this, feel free to put in the comments below. We can continue this conversation on a future live. If you want to have this conversation with me on a deeper level, you'll want to check out Elevate. If you want me to look at exercises in your body so you can understand them better, then make sure you join us at OPC, onlinepilatesclasses.com/YouTube. Try us out for 40 days. I would love, love, love to spend that time with you. You can send a video of you doing an exercise, and that's going to help me to give you the most effective exercises for your body and the most effective cues, because it's better if I see your body doing it versus like, how can I do the roll up better? I have to see you do it. Anything I'd say would be guessing, and then that might make you more frustrated or spend longer struggling with it. Let's just skip to the good stuff. And also, I hope you join me in Cambodia in February. crowsnestretreats.com will get you the information on our February retreat, and we can do Pilates together for a week. Have an amazing day, guys. Thank you so much. I'm off to Thailand.